What's up, guys? Mitch back with the RMR podcast. I got a special guest joining us from GA today. My guy, Callie. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Mitch? Man, I'm doing good. How about you?
Man, I'm living life out here in Seattle. It's a rare sunny day in the fall. It's usually gray and rainy. I know that's the what we're known for out here, especially this time of year. But it's looking nice, man. I'm living good.
Right, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, man. So, we were talking a little bit before we filmed, but, I want you to introduce yourself a little bit to the people on our audience, and then I'm going to get a little bit of the backstory of your name, but let me know a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and how long you've been doing this music thing.
Well, I'm Callie, and man, some people refer to me as the 4.0 rapper. Man, I'm the first rapper in the game with a 4.0 GPA out of high school and college. So just that's how I'm, branding myself. The rapper who's a genius on the side. You feel me? So that's my thing. I was actually born in Compton, and I grew up in Georgia. So that's just a little bit about my background on where I'm from. And yeah, I've been doing music. I've been taking music serious since like 14 years old. I just recently turned 22. So I'm just striving, just going for it. I'm still pretty young. So I've been making a lot of headway, been having a lot of success with this, especially recently. So I'm just doing my thing, just chasing my dreams, my passion.
Hell yeah. And so being born on the West Coast and growing up on the South, it sounds like you might have been back and forth a little bit. Um, what's kind of like the difference of culture between the two that you know? I mean, obviously there's a big difference, but what's kind of the difference that you notice between the South and the West Coast?
Man, one of the biggest ones that I see is the music. See, my music taste, I listen to I listen to different types of artists that when you play South, some people they kind of got that turn that down attitude, and kind of the same thing when you go out to the West and I play some of the people from down here who I listen to might not rock with it. So definitely music tastes are very different in each area, and so I have like music taste from both and inspiration from both. So that goes a lot into like how my sound is crafted. But I would say music. Thing else though seems of course the gang lifestyles are way different in each.
Right.
It's way more intense in California. Gang banging is a little bit. It's still dangerous out here, but it's a little bit relaxed. People really mostly claim neighborhoods and things like that down here in the South, but dangerous in both areas. But it's very different on the West Coast. I would say those are two of the biggest differences. People like to flex and get money and in both, So yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, I noticed, on I was listening through your Spotify and a couple of the songs, including the Rough Rider joint, which I think is a newer one, definitely had like a West Coast beat. Definitely had like the beat, the bass line, definitely felt like some West Coast, but you sounded like you from the South. So that's where for before this, I was like trying to figure out, I was like, where's this guy from? So it makes sense that you're a little bit of West Coast, a little bit of down south.
Man, that's right, man. See, that's exactly the type of effect I want to have on people, man. So I really appreciate you for that. Just yeah, it's either gonna be one or the other. If I'm hopping on a South beat, I'm gonna have some West Coast flavor on it. If I'm on the West Coast beat, I'm gonna let my South side, kind of shine on it. Just it kind of draws some people in. That Rough Rider joint, yeah, a lot of people like that, man. I've been thinking about pushing that one a little bit heavier. So thank you.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And nowadays with music, it's so much more than just putting out music. Back in the day, it was putting out music and doing shows and doing videos and getting into clothing and stuff. But now you got all these fucking social media platforms and things going everywhere. And so I already noticed you're staying pretty aggressive on Instagram, as most people are, but you've also ventured into TikTok, which is clearly, TikTok's just blown up over the last year or something. So when did you first discover TikTok?
Actually, well, what happened was, TikTok blew up and everybody started hearing about it. I kind of had one of those. I know I'm none but 22 years old, but sometimes I can have an old man attitude about things. Like, I'm not doing that stuff with them kids. It's kind of a hood mentality. Like, man, I'm not dancing. I'm not doing none of that funny little crazy stuff they do on that. But the thing about it is, I had to realize, like, I got my degree in marketing, and the big thing about marketing, if you the first on the platform, you have a automatic advantage of building your brand on that platform for it really blows up. TikTok just hit 1 billion people on it like
Yep.
just the other day. So actually, the funny story about it is, I had a TikTok. I was just doing little things on. I had like 1,000 followers. Um, Between the time we talked and this interview, I actually had got disabled on Instagram for like a couple of days because I was cleaning it up, unfollowing a lot of people. I was cleaning it up, so I had no choice but to use TikTok. And I got a tip from somebody on your team, like, man, just use TikTok a little bit more. I'm about to hit like 20,000 followers on there. I just been on there
Right.
like a week, so the potential for growth on TikTok is just crazy, right now. So they really loving my music and my stuff on there, man. If y'all get chances, Poppy underscore Kalley on TikTok, Instagram is there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I noticed you had a couple different posts on TikTok that crest over 1 million views.
Mhm.
And it's crazy. We've noticed the same thing over the last year. Just the organic reach you can get there is unlike any other platform. How strategic are you with like picking what you post? And obviously TikTok's really built off of trends and stuff. Are you super strategic, or you just kind of do what you feel, or what's kind of your approach there?
Um, I'm pretty strategic with it. The thing I do on TikTok is, like, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of I'm gonna give the viewers a little bit of game on this. Coming out as a TikToker, man, is you need to at least be posting like 2 to 4 videos a day until you get 500,000 to 1 million subscribers. And so 3 videos a day can be a lot. So I break them down into 3 just easy videos. For me, what I do is one of them replying to comments. People love when you reply to comments. Another one, a meme. But see, on the meme, I use my music behind the meme. So if the memes blow up, my music blows up with it. And when something just with my music, a freestyle, a music video that I did, something like that. And see, I'm releasing an album soon called Hood Kids. So I've been putting like little hood kids doing bad stuff on there, and it been going viral. So just using the hood to my advantage. You know what I'm saying? When I blow up, I'll make sure I feed the whole hood. But yeah.
Yeah, as that was one of the one. I think you had one on there. I think it was like 5.8 or like 7 point something million. I think if I looked at it right, one of the last ones, and it was a Hood Kids one. One of the
Yes,
ones
sir.
I saw. I don't know if it was the latest one, but I was looking through your profile. Um, that's crazy,
Appreciate
man.
that.
That's crazy. So how have you like been able to integrate kind of your brand and your music? You're able to play your music through these TikToks, like for little clips and stuff, or kind of what's your approach to integrating? Are you looking at TikTok to just raise awareness of who you are as a brand and a personality, or are you looking at it also to as a platform to kind of get your music to new people? We back. Did I cut out for a second?
Yeah, it cut out for a second. What did you say?
So I was saying, how much are you like? Is your approach on TikTok to build just your brand as a personality and an individual, or is it more so to push your music out there? Or you kind of view those two kind of working together right now?
That's a great question, man. I would say I would say more of both because see, as an artist, I just been learning so many things. I've been doing great things. I've been dropping great music, great visuals. But one thing that you just have to understand coming out as a new artist, and the realization just now hitting me, man, you have to be relatable to people and you have to give them what they want. You can't constantly be in their face. Oh, I'm great. I'm doing this. Look at this video. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. You can, but I feel like you'll have more success if you're like, okay, let me make you laugh today. Let me make you cry today. Let me give you something you can relate to. So really my biggest thing is right now relating to the people and building a brand off of that and throwing my music in there with it. Cause I want my music to blow up. You know, the thing about it, in my opinion, I feel like when people like you, they'll love your music, you know. So I'm just trying to give people me and give them my music at the same time. But my brand is more serious on Instagram. Like everything has to do with my brand on Instagram. But TikTok, I'm more for that's kind of the platform that I use to relate to the people more, make people things like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Entertainment. I mean, Spot. I do a lot of marketing for a living, and you're preaching exactly what it is, man. That's literally exactly what it is. So artists out there better take some notes on that. Um,
Man, I
when it,
appreciate that.
yeah, man. I mean, and so you definitely, and I like what you said is your approach is different on Instagram and TikTok because your approach on every platform needs to be different because the content you consume, the way you consume the content, and what you're looking for that content as a user, right, is all different based on what platform. I don't go to Instagram to necessarily watch TikTok content, and vice versa, right?
Right. Yeah, man, you preaching.
So, what's your like taking it back to the music for a second? What's your approach to making music? Are you kind of like one of those people that's real strategic with what you do? Do you kind of just feel the vibe in the moment? You really got to speak to get shit off your chest? Are you just having fun with it? What's the approach to kind of the creation right there?
Um, well, a lot of people would call me a project artist. I feel like dropping one song never will just be a full like view of me and who I am. So I love making projects, and basically how I do that is, I first I start off going with the mood, and then I start hearing the project coming into formation, and then I'll start making songs that'll close that project out, that'll make that project a really compact project. But like on a day-to-day basis, when I'm in the studio, um, I write my music. You know, people try to make it seem like writing your music is going out of style. I wouldn't necessarily say that. I would say all the greats write their music. Kendrick Lamar, that's somebody who I look up to
Hmm.
like a lot. Reason I picked up a mic, a big reason. Wrote his music, writes his music. J. Cole, people like that, those metaphors and similes, those aren't freestyles. But then I have days where I don't write at all. I go in there and just feel the beat and have fun. And our generation does all punching in. I go in there and say, la, 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 hear that. If I like it, keep it. Come in. Let me put me in again. Let me go in again until it's just a full song. But I say I'm pretty much like I'm like writing 25% punching in. Is when you're
Okay.
really busy, there's all time to write. So lately, I haven't had no time to write. I just go in there and work. But if I can write, I'd much rather write. It comes together more strategic. I mean, more. It sound better.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's definitely two different approaches. At the end of the day, music is a vibe, right? And that's where like the punching in works because you're just filling out a beat, creating a vibe, and and listeners just gonna get a vibe from what you're saying. But you're absolutely right. Like the Kendricks and the people that are really putting out content that's at a great level, it's a vibe, but it also feels that like there's a lot of sustenance and substance. And like, you listen to a Kendrick album, you can listen to it 10 times and hear something different every time just because he's coming at it from such a crazy angle.
Real talk, yeah.
And so when it comes to music, are you much more, do you like to record in the studio? Do you record at home? Like what's your process there?
Uh, well, I actually got my own studio.
Okay.
So that's something I took a lot of time to invest in. Um, yeah, just got my own studio, so I like to record at the studio that me and my business partner. He actually does music too. He's an older dude. He goes by Tane Running. He's also my. I got a lot of in-house producers, and he's like the main one. Like we have a whole project to just me, him, and we got a producer team called Legends, where they all produce our own touch beats. That's not my thing, but I like to rap on. So they make beats and stuff like that. But yeah, we built our own studio, and I say built it like you might as well say we put together and carpentry and like put the stuff up for it. Like we helped out in that process too, like built it from the ground up. And now we have clients coming in and out there, but that's still where I record at. Every now and then I want to go to like a bigger studio, but I think I get more work done when I'm alone. I don't have 1,000 people in the studio with me. I can't work like that, and yeah, I just can't work like that with everybody in the studio because I might say some crazy stuff or try out some crazy stuff. I might want to get on the beat and scream or something. If I got everybody around me, I'm gonna start feeling like, nah, let me not do that. Let me just sound cool in here. So like, nah, yeah. So for me to be all the way like artistic, I gotta be by myself or maybe just like a chick in the studio with me, a homie, something like that.
Yeah, no, I can dig that. So it's all about the creative space, with you got your own setup, but even with, recording at home nowadays, like technology is so crazy. Even you look at the mainstream artists, they're recording in hotel rooms, they don't get a lot of stuff to track at the studio just because of, like you said, people be busy, man. You're on the go. Like, you got to get it in where you get it in. But ultimately, as an artist, to create the best, it's where you're comfortable creating, you know.
Right.
Um, and so along with that, man, what are some of the inspirations? What are some of the artists you look to and listen to that really like fuel the fire in you to be creative and propel you to get better?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I love this question, man, because I just love music. I love to listen to music. Like I was saying, like I got that South influence and that West influence, so it's a mixture of that. Um, Kendrick Lamar, he the reason I like. People always, they rapping about drug dealing, killing each other, and you know what I'm saying, all this other stuff, which I'm from the streets or whatever, so I see it. I like to put my perspective on it, but I don't never come from the perspective of I'm gonna do this stuff. I'm gonna be negative. I'm gonna go kill somebody. you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's too many black people out here dying and going in prison. I feel like that's a part of the trap. They're just a part of the cycle. So when I heard Kendrick Lamar music, it was like, wow, you could be a rapper, and you could be artistic, and you could do your thing, and you don't never have to come off with this like extra tough persona.
Mm,
Like somebody play with me, whatever happened to him gonna happen to him. But like where I come from, people you just don't talk about it. Whatever happened, happened. So that's why I love him so much. Like he don't do all that. And also Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle the same way. Like he rapped about marketing and all this stuff. It was crazy when I was like 16. I first listened to him. I was like, dang, this guy is talking about a lot of the stuff that I want to talk about as an artist. Like every now and then, as an artist, you hear that one, you just like, dang, I wish I was first or did that first. How I feel about Nipsey, like, so Kendrick, Lil Boosie. I grew up without a father, so a lot of things, a mother can raise a man, but a lot of things you don't want to go to your mom for, like how to make money, how to turn a dollar into two. Them certain things that you can't learn from your mama, you got to go learn that, man, on your own. So I use music for that. And Lil Boosie music, which is instrumental in helping me maneuver through the hood, maneuver the streets, how to, what the true definition of loyalty is and who you want to be around. Like I had to get my fathering basically like from music.
mm,
So Lil Boosie, Tupac, um, that's like my that's Rushmore
yeah,
of hip
that's a solid
hop.
one.
I got Thug like tatted on me. So yeah, Tupac to death. But other than like I call those like my big hitters. Other than those dudes, like man, I love Kodak Black and NBA YoungBoy. I mess with them like real heavy, just on an everyday type of basis of listening. Like I listen to so much music, I probably can't even. I definitely missing like naming a lot of people. Sugar Free, DJ
Mm.
Quick, Easy E, Ice Cube. I know those a lot of West Coast folks right there, but like I really mess with the West Coast music heavy. Andre 3000. Gotta throw somebody from the South in there. You know, the South really got music right now, so
Yeah.
it's real.
Yeah, 100. That's what for how young you are and from being from Georgia. I mean, obviously you got that California influence. You're throwing out a lot of the West Coast greats, man.
Man, look, that man, I love it. They made me want to get up and do it. They just made it look so good, so cool, so whatever you want to call it. Like those guys, like they really made it look real good. They put on for hip hop, just for the culture as a whole. Like I know, yeah, I am young. A lot of these artists be coming out like, man, I don't listen to that. I don't know them folks. I don't like me. I studied hip hop. I studied it, all this stuff. So when I blow up, it ain't gonna be no. I just made a hard song and blew up and don't know like where hip hop come from and stuff like that. Like now, I mean, I got a 4.0 in college, man. I done study hip hop up and down. You know.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. Studying the genre of music is, clearly you up on that when you up on your just normal studies, man.
I can't hear. You.
Oh, it cut out. Let's give it a sec. One sec. Technical.
I can hear you. I can hear you a little bit.
Hear me now? Yeah, we dealing with them technical difficulties, man. It be happening in the world of online. You hear me coming through better?
You said, can I hear you better?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
hear me
think I can hear
now?
you better. Yeah.
All right, yeah, we dealing with them
Yeah.
technical difficulties, everybody. Thank you for being patient with us, but it happens. I was asking though, I mean, obviously you stayed up on the study and on hip hop. I was gonna ask kind of what the motivation was to study so hard in school. Like, where did that motivation come from?
Oh man, that's a great question. Where that come from is like I done alluded to it a couple times, but like man, I really grew up in the hood, man. I really grew up. I can't say I seen dead bodies dropping or nothing every day. I mean, you know, people died and whatnot, but really my story is my struggle come from, man. I grew up in a single parent household, just one mother and four kids, and you know, her trying to find out how to make money, her trying to find out about life. She had me when she was 15 years old, so I done seen a lot of stuff as a kid that a lot of kids didn't see. I had to grow up like really, really quick. So I seen like from the jump, like I don't want to live this lifestyle. I don't want to. I don't want to not be able to pay my rent. You know, I done watched a lot of evictions. I done watched a lot of the lights getting cut off and having to go stay with the friends. The cable getting cut off. Ain't no food in the house. You know, this and that. You know, when I was younger, my mother she was in the entertainment industry too. She was a dancer. You know, so as a kid growing up and seeing that, you don't want your mama doing that. So I just knew like I love my music. I'm gonna do it, but even another way for me to make it out too is is doing good in school. And so I always put like all my energy into school and music. Those are just my two things. And plus, like I'm just a curious person. You know, I like to achieve. I just like to know stuff. You know, I'm into science and math and all. So I just felt like school was gonna be a quick out, and that's why I'm trying to teach the hood too. Like man, ain't corny about getting an education. I got paid to go to school. You know what I'm saying? People look at it like I ain't gonna sit in here all day and not make no money and da 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 da. I got paid a lot of money to go to college. I got my schooling was completely paid for. I had
Mm,
scholarships, thousands of dollars of refunds coming out to me every couple of months. You know what I'm saying? So people, looking at rap like you trying to make it out the hood in a certain type of way. I already made it out the hood because I got a degree and I know I can go get a whatever type of job when I feel like it. But music is my thing. I don't really too much ain't trying to work for nobody else. I'm using my degree for me, for my business, and whatever happened along the way just happened. But yeah, man, school for the kids listening, for the young people listening, like just look at me. I ain't no corny dude. I ain't no sucker. None of that. You feel me? I ain't gonna play about me, but go to school. Go to school. That don't make you no less of a man. It's sad you say that like in this day and age, but it's
right.
true. Go to school and be smart.
Right. No, it's definitely looked down upon, especially with the youth. which, like you're saying, it doesn't make no sense. But I wanted to relate that back to how has, I mean, obviously you have a marketing degree, so that applies really directly to building a brand in music. But how has school impacted, your career within music?
Um, School just makes it better, man. School just makes everything better because you're gonna have some people who look at it like, dang, this a black kid, you know what I'm saying, 4.0, and he rapping. It's definitely gonna open the door for a lot of people to want to help you and put opportunities that other if I was out here, breaking the houses and selling drugs. I mean, some people gonna look at it like he like we need to help him. We need to be able to open doors for him. And that's happened a little bit, but I'm being honest, like most of this stuff is 100% me. But I have noticed that probably that make things happen. And just the knowledge of overall like that I learned in school, I'm definitely applying it. And I made like a lot of good connections in college. And one thing about it, see that people don't know, man, them girls in college though, you gonna have a lot of girls in college. So I got a lot of fans like just in college, man. I had the dorm room jumping like for real. I had all the girls in there smoking, listening to my music. I done built fans for life off of just my music by being in college. So it's pretty dope. I definitely recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. And actually, the platform that we're on right now, Respect My Region, I started that while I was in college. My business partner I have now, I met in college. My original business partner I knew before college, but we really bond. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, I don't got the 4.0 to brag like yourself. I wasn't that great of a student, but I'm still very thankful for my collegiate experience because it did open up doors, taught me a lot about myself, but also like you're saying, it connected me to so many people. Like there's
Right.
supporters of the brand today that were helping me fold t-shirts when we first started, in college, damn near 10 years ago. I'm sounding old. Um, but there's a benefit to that. And then you think like what you've learned in marketing, how have you been able to apply that from school to your music?
Can you say that one more time?
What have you applied from the marketing in school towards your music? We'll see. We're losing.
You cut a little bit. I mean, I can't hear.
Oh yes, we're dealing with more tech issues. What have you taken from the marketing that you learned in school and applied to your music? What are some of those concepts that you've been able to apply?
Okay, I got you.
Oh,
Well, first let me say, get to that, man. Congratulations on like just building a beautiful brand, man. I really like this podcast. Everything is just is it well put together, man. I really like it. I'm gonna make sure I put all my people on this right here, like so that's you done built something really nice, man. But as far as marketing concept, I say one of the biggest takeaways, like from college, it has to be value. Um, it's a certain type of way that you build value with people. They teach you things about value, customer retention. One of the biggest things I learned is the sales funnel. So like people don't use a million views probably gonna only translate into 10 people buying your product or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's you go from awareness, is let's say you get a million people there, then it goes from awareness to whatever, then it's 10% of people who seen whatever you're doing are gonna like engage with what you're doing. So 10% of a million is like 100,000. Then from there it goes to 10,000. Then from there it goes to like 1,000. So for you to be able to build your brand, you need to have your product, your whatever you're doing in front of millions of people, many, many, many different times to like really build it high. So I learned a lot about that. Also, I learned about. Let me think about it. What am I trying to say here? I took some social media marketing classes. just learned about the ins and outs of social media. Like before, social media is a big use their strategies and this is to build your own audiences. It's just a lot of different things. I definitely learned about the power of branding too. That's probably the most important one, branding.
Absolutely, man. You spit some God. The sales funnel that's a high level concept that applies to any business, and how you put it was perfectly summarizing it, man. It's something that we practice, talk to our clients, and practice for our own brand every day, man. That's invaluable game for people to understand out there. What he's saying is you got to reach millions, and understanding that small percentage of those are going to convert to the next step and convert to the next step. You reach a million people, the amount of people actually gonna put dollars in your pocket is not those million people. And so
Right.
understanding that, so you got to get your shit in front of as many of those millions of people, man. That is game. We usually do these artist interviews around 30 minutes. We're a little bit over there. I know we had some technical difficulties, but I want to give you a second. Do you got anything else that you got coming out that you want to plug? And then also, I know you let people know it was I'm trying to think the social media handle at was it Poppy_Cali Kalley.
Yeah.
All right. You
So
got anything else that you like to plug?
definitely all of my social medias, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok is at PAPI_KALLEY. Please follow me, interact with me. I'm gonna interact with you. So that's my social media. I got a project coming out July 2022. It's Hood Kid 2, summa cum laude. Basically, the story of my life leading up to before college, like being in the street and all that stuff, and then actually being in college, and then aftermath of college. So it's kind of mixing, the smart stuff, the education stuff with the street stuff that I seen throughout my life and the bad things that I've done. I got to give people the whole story about me, the good and the bad. So that's coming out pretty soon. Also, I have to shout out my manager, man, because my manager, she put me on a lot of this social media stuff. She really been going hard for me. She a big reason why I'm on this podcast now, because she helped me with so many growth strategies, and she's helping me get what she does is she'll help you get the funding for your business between like $100,000 to $250,000 by helping you write your business plan and pitch it to people and the banks. So that way I don't have to really sign with a music label if I don't want to. She's making it to where I don't have to sign my rights and my music away. So her name is Haley the Plug. If you can, follow her too at HALEYTHEPLUG. Haley the Plug. And I say about her, she did great overall, man. I love her, man. That's my teammate. As I mentioned before, my business partner, Tang. Just had to shout out I wouldn't be who I am without them. So yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I really appreciate you hopping on here. There was some really invaluable game when it comes to social media and marketing. You got a great story. You definitely understand how this shit works, man. Just keep your foot on the gas. Excited to see where you're at, and definitely keep in touch with the new music coming out, my guy.
Most definitely, man. Thank you, and nice to meet you too, Mitch. Nice to meet you, man.
Likewise, bro. Well, I appreciate you having you on here, my guy. Callie, we'll talk to you later, man.
All right, that's a bet, man. Have a good night.